Sagittarius, this is Annette with Annette's Astrological, and this is your energetic reading for April. And for you, your ruler is going to be involved in a mutable T-square this month. And so this can make your month very, very interesting, to say the least. Also, your ruler is going to be in Virgo, which is in retrograde the entire month. So all month long, your ruler is going to be squaring off with Mars. Mars is also going to drop into retrograde. Your ruler being in retrograde, to me, there's a sense of the past is going to become very much present in your mind. But your ruler is also going to be squaring off with Saturn all month long. So there's a sense that you need to be realistic about something. And this has to do with the direction that your life is going in and the expectation that you have. I believe that for you, what this has to do with is where is their limitations? Where do you need to be very realistic about the limitations that you're experiencing in your life, or that you're going to be experiencing? Sometimes a Sagittarius mindset can get very, very overly optimistic, but lose the sense of the reality. So here's what happens. You get really hopeful about something and you create a whole new, you start going for it, and then you decide, whoops, that wasn't good. And then you completely divert your attention. And there's a sense of inconsistency and instability about that, which is not going to be encouraged moving forward. There's a sense that if you make these radical changes, and there is some sort of risk involved, that you need to be a little bit more conservative for the ramifications for everybody involved. And for you, of course, this has to do with home and family. You have a lot riding on you that you didn't before. Making drastic changes and getting your immediate needs met at your whim, it comes with consequences, but other people are going to start to be paying for that as well. There's a sense that you have to always be compassionate to the people in your life, especially in your home and family, especially when your actions can impact them in a very, very detrimental state. So there's a sense of the reality is everybody's accountable to somebody. Everybody's accountable to, your expectations, your dreams, your hopes, and your desires needs to be met with balance. So there's a sense of instability and imbalance in some of the ways that you move forward. I don't believe that you always, like I said, one of the ways that I feel like there's imbalance is that you don't always consider the consequences. The difference between Pisces and Virgo energy is that middle ground of like, I want the dream, I want the hope, I want to keep it alive, and I'm attaching to it, but there's a sense of, yeah, but these are the day-to-day duties, these are the responsibilities, these are the mundane tasks that it takes to get me there. Saturn is very, very mindful of the details in this energy. If you are not being detail-oriented, you're going to get an extreme reality check this month. Also, we have a new moon that's going to be happening in Aries, and for you, you want something and you want it to meet your needs, and you don't care about the consequences, so you are going to square off in this energy. The new moon is reality check in your mindset, in the way that you think about things, the way that you see it. Your environment isn't just about you, it's about the way that you impact others, and I believe that you are going to get the reality check, and what you deeply value has to be based on others' needs as well. I'm not saying that you're completely self-oriented, but I think you just get overly enthusiastic. And so the new moon, the new beginning, is the risks that you take need to be calculated, need to be slowed down, need to be reassessed, need to be thoroughly thought out. It can't just be based on instinct, desire, and the want to attain it right now, that feeling of that immediate need met. You're going to have to be very mindful of this moving forward, because you're going to come up against Saturn if you do that. That is the new beginning. The new beginning is there's a consequence to every foolhardy decision, and you need to just slow down and relax and reassess, because as I said, a lot of these planets are dropping into retrograde. We have Saturn, Jupiter, we have Mercury, Mars, Mercury, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. We have so many planets in retrograde, it's crazy. And I'll go into all of them in detail on my dailies, where you're going to get how it impacts you. But So we also have a new moon that's going to be happening in Aries. This new moon is all about creating that pleasurable result, taking that risk. You're going to want to move forward. But again, you're going to be, like I said, when you hit this new moon, you're going to hit that realization. By the time you drop into the full moon is Mercury is going to be in Taurus. So I think it's more about aligning you with what you want, both tangibly and intangibly. So what I think is I think the middle ground between the new moon and the cumulative energy of the full moon is what is driving your want, that desire, that need, that path that you're trying to go. What is it? I think you really need to be decisive, because that's the cumulative energy. What is driving that ending? What is creating this sense of haste and this immediate desire to have it right now and to take the risk? What's missing? What's the reality of this situation? You really need to come to terms with that, to really decipher that. That's why we're dropping into all these reflective planets. The reflection is the key. When we drop into this, we really start to dive deep. When Pluto drops into Capricorn and it drops into retrograde, I really believe that that's when we really assess what motivates us financially, in our, how we externally desire attention. What type, we really got to be honest with what it is. I mean, is there a sense of deficiency? Did we never get attention when we were young? Those sorts of things come up, and there's this need of excessiveness, of getting too much attention, always having to be in the spotlight, never letting somebody else be in the spotlight. I mean, what drives you? I mean, I think that's the cumulative energy, is the realization, the ending of aligning yourself with the wrong type of energy, because what you want to do is be perceived correctly. And I think that the perception that people have of you, I think, is askew, because I think that you are doing kind of things the way that you've always done them. But what you're not understanding is that none of us can stay stuck in mindsets. That the reality is that we really need to be mindful of how we're perceived, because that is how we get what we want on a very carnal level, which is what you're really going to be taking a look at. Some other interesting Sagittarius energy this month is Saturn in Sagittarius is going to be conjunct with Mars all month long. And it falls into retrograde. And for you, all of this is going to be going on in your identity, how you're perceived. Many of you, it's a time of reflection. You're going to be taking a look over the long run. You're going to be taking a look at yourself. It's very difficult to take a look at yourself and look at your own mirror and judge your own self. Judge the way that you are perceived. Why do others perceive you that way? If they're not perceiving you with the way that you perceive yourself, then it's like, what am I doing wrong? What is the, why can't I get what I want, the results that I want out of people at this point? And of course, Mars retrogrades. So you are going to externally have to slow down. This is a point in time where you have to really rejuvenate yourself, relax a little bit. We've been full blast for a while, and we've had a lot of crazy energy. What is it realistically? How is it took away your power at this point? I mean, you may not even know. You may not realize that you're at a weak state. That it is time to regenerate, and it's time to relax, and it's time to enjoy the fruits of your labor. For some of you that are caught in really, really high vibrations, and you just want to really realign with your family and realign with what you deeply desire at that simplistic level. Anyhow, guys, thank you so much